covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
New details in a multi-state murder suspect manhunt that ended in Redding. We'll take you to we'll bring you the latest on the investigation and tell you where it stands in a live report.
Plus,
so maybe it's a higher quality product than the chicken sandwiches we're getting around here from.
a very popular chicken restaurant, Chick-fil-A, is hatching up a plan to open up shop. We're going to show you where.
And new at 6, 2 years of action will show you how Chico's measure $8 are being put to work. But first, we are tracking a chance for thunderstorms across our region.
You're looking live in that shot right there over Shasta County. We still see some snow on the ground, clouds in the sky. Howie, is the worst of the rain over for today at least?
I think so for today, potentially, yeah. We'll pick up again tomorrow, but there's still showers you see on the radar. But really, in our area, we are seeing every season going on at once. We have the thunderstorms in the valley. We have the winds. We have the snow in the mountains. So really, everything is taking place. Cooler temperatures as well. Yeah, not summer because we're on the cooler side. But here's the valley. Rain on the lighter side other than a few locations. We'll zoom to that in a second. But you see the mountains. In some spots, we have 1 to 2 inches of snow rates per hour. But again, we started in Glen into Butte County and then into the foothills where we're tracking these isolated thunderstorms. The good news is they're below severe thresholds and below strong thresholds. So just keeping an eye on this thunder lightning and some of these heavier bands of rain. Track some winds gusty today over 30 miles per hour. Not as strong as the last couple of wind events, but still we're on the strong side in some spots. Temperatures again on that cooler side. Still have those winter storm warnings through tomorrow. We're going to talk all about those storms coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Howie.
New at 6, Shasta County Sheriff Michael Johnson is speaking out about a March 16th crash involving an off-duty sheriff's deputy.
Sheriff Johnson says there are false allegations being made on social media. He says the posts claim his department interfered with the investigation at the scene. He calls the allegations egregious and baseless and said that the CHP is still investigating. Sheriff Johnson said he is committed to transparency and accountability and calls the online attacks cowardly. He also said this is a personnel matter and no decisions can be made until the CHP report is complete.
New details in a multi-state murder suspect manhunt that ended in Redding. The U.S. Marshals Service says this man, Jose Beltran Rodriguez, was arrested in Redding in connection to a deadly drive-by shooting in Washington state. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is live there in Redding by the police department. So Jesse, what exactly is he accused of?
Well, Haley, this, again, it stems from a drive-by shooting in Moses Lake in Washington state where a 14-year-old was killed. So murder charges are there. But after this multi-state manhunt, both the local police there in Washington as well as the ATF are looking to add federal charges to that. We do not know exactly what charges there's 3 suspects will be facing. In addition to Beltran Rodriguez, there was also Matthew Valdez and a juvenile suspect. Those other suspects were apprehended in Washington state and Oregon state respectively, with Beltran Rodriguez turning himself in to Redding police just yesterday. The 3, according to the U.S. Marshals Service, are all members of the Norteños, a transnational criminal organization with ties to violence, drug trafficking, and weapons violations. And so we're waiting to see what charges will be added for those 3 suspects. And live in Redding, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thank you, Jesse. Moses Lake detectives are traveling to Redding to interview Beltran Rodriguez, and we're working to find out when he will appear in court, and we'll keep you posted.
New details in an accidental drowning in Shasta County. The Shasta Sheriff's deputies say that they recovered a body from the Coleman Canal, that the person who they recovered was 80-year-old Walter Wentz of Cottonwood. Shasta County Sheriff's deputies say they recovered the body after receiving a call around 9 last night, and that was in the area of Coleman Forbay Road in Cottonwood. The Sheriff's office says a person who was with the man was unable to reach him and left the area to find help. The investigation is ongoing.
Happening now, we could learn why Chico police used certain military equipment during responses last year. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe shows us the importance of the military gear use in the annual report.
The Chico Police Department is hosting a public meeting to go over the annual military equipment use report, where folks can come by and see what type of equipment is in the inventory, as well as its uses over the last year. Now, the equipment ranges from drones, tear gas, armored vehicles, flash grenades, and the report will highlight when it was used and why it was necessary to use. The meeting will also go over the military equipment use policy, where folks can voice their concerns or ask questions about the policy before it's presented to the Chico City Council for review and approval on April 15th. Now, it's all happening at the old municipal building behind me on Main Street in downtown Chico, and I'll have the latest of the meeting later tonight. Reporting in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
The military equipment use annual report is required by state law. It will cover types of military equipment used by the Chico Police Department, and we will bring you the outcome of that meeting tonight at 11 on Action News Now.
If you love Chick-fil-A and you live in Chico, good news. The popular chicken sandwich chain has officially submitted an application for the Planning Commission's approval, and this could be built in an empty lot on Bainey Lane between the Walmart and Forest Avenue and Target on East 20th. Now, Action News Now reporter Sade Poulin is live there right now. So, Sade, it needs to be approved, right? How soon could construction begin?
Yes, Alan. So this empty site could soon be your new favorite chicken spot. So construction could start as soon as building permits are processed and reviewed. But before that even begins, the initial application process needs to be approved. Madison Discroll, an associate planner with the city of Chico, tells me that on Thursday, April 3rd, the Planning Commission is set to review and consider a use permit, as well as an agricultural review for Chick-fil-A. For the next steps, it would be a 4,670 square feet with a dual lane drive-through. Here's what Discroll had to say about it and what people in the community think.
This is an opportunity to add to an intensification of our retail corridor. It is a statement of our general plan in the East 20th corridor area to continue towards intensification and similar uses within commercial and retail uses within that area.
Okay, perfect. Would you go to Chick-fil-A yourself personally or take your son?
Sure, we give it a whirl. Chicken sandwiches aren't really our thing, so we're more into chicken wings kind of guys. So, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings kind of has us in that department.
With the dual drive-through lane, it would include a new driveway entrance along Forest Avenue, which will be shared with adjacent pad sites, and it will serve as the main entrance. A secondary entrance will be provided through Bainey Lane. Now, the project site would include 82 parking spaces. It would include 19 combat stalls and 17 electric vehicle-capable stalls, and a drive-through would allow up to 42 vehicles. Reporting live in Chico, I'm Sade Poulin with Action News Now.
Thank you, Sade. By the way, the nearest local Chick-fil-A location from Chico is in Redding. There are actually two locations there.
The city of Chico is celebrating 2 years of Measure H at work. That is the 1% sales tax that the city says has so far generated over $54 million for various programs and projects. 71% of that was used for road improvements, 28% used for safety projects. More than $38 million went into projects like the Bruce Road Widening Project and the pedestrian overcrossing of Bikeway 99. Money also went to the Rio Lindo Road Rehab Project and the Esplanade Safety and Accessibility Project. Next year, the city says Measure H funds will be used for the East 20th Street Road Rehab Project and the Pomona Bridge replacement over Little Chico Creek. The city has a list of current and future projects using Measure H funds. And we have a news link on our website where you can check them out for yourself.
Some people living in the gated community of Lake California in Tehama County say their neighborhood is overrun with stray cats. Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield spoke with the neighbors about possible solutions.
How much would you say you've spent so far on these cats?
Thousands
of dollars?
Oh, it's more.
Kilchaw Chackle and her neighbor Regina Horton say the feral cat problem in their neighborhood has become too much to handle. Chackle says right now she's feeding and caring for nearly 100 cats, including 15 kittens.
What am I supposed to do? Just stop? Then where are they going to go?
Despite adopting 2 cats and spending more than $2,000 to spay and neuter 5 overall, Horton says the issue has only gotten worse.
Nobody wanted to talk to us. They all say they have no room for kids.
Horton even says contacting Tehama County Animal Regulation did not prove helpful when one person told her
they have no officers, they have nobody, they are completely full.
I reached out to ask the Tehama County Animal Regulation last Friday and again today to see if they were aware of the cat issue and what could be done about it. But the office was closed for Cesar Chavez Day, so I haven't received a response. I did tell Horton and Chackle about the North State Cat Coalition, a nonprofit who help trap, fix, and release stray and feral cats.
Maybe we get some help now. I hope so.
Reporting in Lake California, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
We'll let you know what the Tehama County Animal Regulation says about the situation when we do hear back from them.
Getting to know the people you elected a little better. We share a few clips from this week's edition of Straight from the Source, our new podcast.
And how a new community land trust in Oroville could help boost home ownership in the area.